so much. I think I'm already a cheerleader for PIBM. And I just love what I see here. I love the passion, the energy in the air. And I, this giggle is not superficial, it's coming from inside. I'm feeling so happy to be here. Thank you, Ms. Goparma. I mean, that was amazing, the kind of heads you have here. I've met the other directors now, but I've been interacting with Ms. Goparma for some time now, and awesome communication. So this is where you are coming from, right? And if she is asking me the challenges and biases, I don't like the sound of them. What biases and challenges? You create your own world. You create your own, you dream, you realize it. You just, जब तक dream नहीं करेंगे तो realize कैसे होगा? So dream it and do it. I've really never felt biases, even when I worked in England. It was, that time they had 6 million unemployed there. And I got 7 jobs. So it was really awesome. This gentleman at the immigration, he asked me, how do you have such good English? How can you speak such good English? I said, you left in the legacy. So it's all there for you. It's all there for you. You you think of bias and it will be there. You think of a barrier, it will be there. You think it is absolutely, everything is there for you. The universe is listening all the time. The 5 koshas which you're made of are listening all the time. You nurture them with this kind of energy and you get it. Believe me, what you put every second with your thought, with your of course action to hai, but even just with your thought, whatever you're putting in this universe, you get it magnified minimum 5 times. It is not miracle, it is metaphysics. I don't know what is metaphysics, but it works. I believe in quantum systems theory. It is age of quantum systems theory, right? We used to have, we studied classical theories कि सारे variables एक ही direction में एक ही तरह से चलते हैं. मैं physicist नहीं हूँ, but when I work on gender sensitivity, so I feel quantum is the key here today. So the energy is in bundles. Go out, all out, just do it. I am not a technology person. So whatever she asks me, I have a counter for that. Not a counter, but I am not a technology person, but I was thrown into technology. When I was group head for, this incubator for strategic direction and all that, and all high-tech startups, they were all high-tech startups. I was giving them end-to-end consulting and we were working on organizational effectiveness. We created models, 7-step models, which later became so useful. And because technology, तो हर जैसे अभी मैम ने बोला, टेक्नोलॉजी के बिना कुछ चलेगा नहीं. तो क्या हुआ? I was not a technology person, but I just flew with it. So it was, for me, I just learned computer when I had to. I learned all the simple programs which I had to. Now I am running an incubator, an accelerator. A lot of my agri-tech, I work with agri-tech startups, med-tech startups. We are all, so technology is there. So you have to accept it. And it does give you that impetus. It does give you that speed, that pace. And as she rightly said, to keep up with what is happening around the world. It is the learner who inherits the future. while the learned lives in a world that no longer exists, says Eric Hofer. So this is very important for us to, keep abreast with what is happening. I will not be doing my job if I did not share with you my learnings of the 3 stages in my entrepreneurship life. I would, while at IIT Madras, one very important learning which I got was, because I was given the area to talk on women entrepreneurship and innovation. So when I delved into what I have been doing, when we were when we were innovating those startups and we were bringing out social impact startups, the one thing which hit me, innovation is not just something new or which has, of course, it has to have value. But it is not just innovation when it is doing that. It can also be innovation when you are reengineering it, when you are indigenizing it. So that was a great learning for me. And one very terrific learning, ma'am, is the leeway which you give. As she was rightly saying, there are no mistakes, I can't do, this won't happen. So the leeway you give to your students, to your colleagues, to your peers for making mistakes, for experimentation, for innovation, the kind of environment which you create, that helps, that creates unicorns. That I don't like to speak about unicorns, because I like to talk about those minds, those brilliant minds which we have. When I created my own company, I was giving consulting to one of our IIT Delhi startup. They were losing people like anything. In 6 months, Dr. Nigam, kuch kariye. And we curated simple systems and processes like rotating team leaders, like idea owners. अभी टाइम नहीं है मेरे पास, यहाँ पे बहुत कम टाइम है बताने के लिए, वो फिर offline if you connect with me, I'll certainly share if you want. Later on they become 5 years hence they were called high power management systems. वहाँ पे मैंने क्या सीखा, जब मैंने अपनी कंपनी स्टार्ट करी, मैडम पूछ रहे थे बैरियर्स. एक बहुत बड़ा बैरियर जो प्रॉब्लम आती है, आप जब पैसा उठाते हैं बहुत सारा कहीं से, मैम फंडिंग की बात कर रहे थे, तो आप अपने चक्रव्यूह में फंसते जाते हैं. I was at Bangalore at one of these ET Edge and money control very amazing panel. We had the founder of Zerodha and we had the founder of PhonePe. PhonePe ने इतना पैसा उठाया है, समीर कह रहा डॉक्टर निगम बात मत करिए, इतना पैसा उठा लिया है कि वो उसकी वजह से हम उड़ रहे हैं. उधर जिरोधा वाला बड़े आराम से, he's totally bootstrapped. Believe me, I always encourage my startups to उतना ही फैलाओ जितनी, और उससे ग्रो करो. We've been talking about organic growth. Please do that, because that is your self-belief. That is the conviction and the trust which you earn, and then it rotates. It is accumulative. So I learned, and one thing which very important which I learned when I ran my own company, this founder of IIT Delhi, उस समय मैं उसको भी कंसल्टिंग दे रही थी, कहता है डॉक्टर निगम आपका स्टार्टअप कैसे चल रहा है. मैंने कहा ठीक चल रहा है. तो मैंने कहा हाँ, रिलायंस को कंसल्टिंग दे रहे हैं, इतने बड़े बड़े कंपनीज को. पता है एक सेंटेंस उसने कहा था, वो मुझे बाद में रिबाउंड हुआ. He said startups work with startups, and he said it twice, and I did not realize. When I could not get, I hired 10 interns from IIT Madras and had put such huge team working on their projects, and I could not recover my money. I had to close down my office. Startups work with startups because they understand your pain, they understand where you are coming from, they understand your context, right? And another learning, one more learning while I was running my own company. Create your, it is irrelevant what domain you choose. Make don't make, of course you can make your work your passion, but if you make your passion your work, sky is not the limit. I always say sky is not the limit. And you can create your blue ocean in your red ocean. Think about it. I'm leaving it for your, आपको क्या बोलते हैं उसको, बहुत सारा चारा. Create your blue ocean. So thank you so much, ma'am. But I want to give them those terminologies which may be little more exciting for them. So chara for the mind. So blue ocean in red ocean. पढ़ना इसको जाके, ठीक है? और वो करोगे जिस दिन किसी भी सूरत में कहीं भी स्टार्टअप स्टार्ट करो, कहीं भी खड़े होगे, और कैसे नहीं खड़े होगे तुम्हारा स्टार्टअप. Volunteerism in corporates. My company works in 360-degree CSR consulting, and we do this. I run NEEM schools for urban slum children, 3 to 15-year-old, to make them universally conscious citizens and keep them away from juvenile crimes against women. वो बच्चे, they handhold their parents. So the whole community, actually gets inspired and motivated by what the gene which we inject in the child, that they become value multipliers and they actually go in. So that is volunteer. So that is one way. That is very powerful. In fact, British Council came to me and asked me, would you suggest a model for informal higher education? I said, this is the model. If you inject this at that young age, and so that the value initiators, we are all value initiators, so we all help them, and then the bug catches everybody. So, everybody joins in like crazy. It's beautiful. And what she was mentioning, madam, volunteerism, corporate volunteerism has become really wonderful. Tatas and everybody, every employee wants to give some, they are actually asked to give some part of their time for these initiatives. This is wonderful. CSR is, of course, a very, very upcoming route, which is now, first time in India when I started the responsible corporate CSR and startup, social impact startup forum in 2017. That time, the corporates were doing something. Everybody was doing something. They wanted to do something. But that responsible CSR came in, ma'am, much later.
It came in 2016.
Much later.
Yeah.
So what I did was I put those social impact startup innovations in front of them. लो भाई ये करो. तो ये चीजें जो हैं, ये CSR now has become very responsible.
Yeah.
And if you are really concerned for your village and the people there, do this. Do it as a part of a side of, on side of your job, as a non-profit. Collect corporates to help those women, and you can do it. And because volunteerism is really catching on, plus CSR 2% जो yes, the 2% of the profits they have to spend on corporate social responsibility. The companies who are earning more than 5. Intent and impact में पहले बहुत gap था. Ab intent is there, as I think you were mentioning.